All right, are these the stocks to buy? Part 2. We're doing some TCG ticker requests. We're taking a look at some videos, some charts. TWTR, CRM, TSLA, TAN, and SLV. We're going to start off with Twitter. And I loaded this on the 15-minute time frame, and I can see that we have a resistance of 46.82. I don't remember the last time I did a video. I don't remember where this resistance comes from, but it's amazing how many times we can see old levels coming into play. I'm curious to see how far back we're going to have to go to get this done. So I'm going to be looking at this at the 15-minute time frame and working my way backwards. Usually I do top down, go bottom up and see what happens. RSI, very, very hot, has been for the course of the day. Luckily, the 5-minute bulls were taking the opportunities to stair step up. The 15-minute bulls are doing the same. So setting higher lows, taking these few bar breaks in order to consolidate and grind that overbought without going too crazy high. However, we got our 50-minute trend. We're up against this 46.82 resistance, whatever that is. And we also will be looking for the loss of key supports right now. After hours, 46.60 is the key level. So let's zoom out. Hourly time frame. We had our nice trend. Okay, so we have our resistance from, let's see, this is the high of day from September 23rd. And coming into play again. The good news is the hourly bulls are showing up and giving us a little bit of a bull flag type shape. The longer they stay here, the better and more likely they are to break to the upside. What we'd want to see is essentially staying under 46.82. I'd like to see a loss of that 15-minute level. I would want to see us under 46.60. We need to establish an hourly higher low to come back up and hit this again from underneath. If we're able to do that, it's going to consolidate the hourly time frame. It's going to give us more emphasis and more energy and more ability to break that key resistance. We've got a long way to go for hourly consolidation, so the bulls have a lot of room to play with. Anything over 43.95 is going to be an hourly higher low. And in fact, you may even make an argument for some support at 44.78. The point is, we are strong. Hourly bulls are in charge. 5-minute bulls are in charge. 15-minute bulls are in charge. Everybody's in charge for the bull side. Even the 4-hour bulls look great, but they need hourly consolidation. They need 4-hour consolidation as well. So long story short, Twitter looking very, very good for an hourly higher low entry. We want to see a bull break over 46.82. If we don't get that, then we're just going to be looking for more prolonged 4-hour consolidation. But even then, daily bulls are very strong. And Twitter's looking pretty happy. CRM. Let's start back on the daily time frame. This is where we're comfortable. Don't know what that arrow means. Zooming in on the daily. So we're paying more attention to this close range. The nice part about this trend is we had a daily downtrend, but it looks like the bulls are trying to change that. So we do have resistance levels to watch out for. We may change these as we go into the 4-hour time frame, but I see that we have a couple of levels, 255.43, 256.51. These are must-break levels for the daily bulls. Now, we have hit this low. We've hit a higher low with this 4-hour test. We'll zoom in to look at that in a little bit more detail. But what we need to do is the same thing we just saw on Twitter. We need to pull back a bit, establish a daily higher low. That's going to give us a better opportunity to break that 256.51 resistance and be in a better position for more long-term upside. If we're able to do that, we don't have a lot of resistance from the 257 level up into the 280s. So that is an ideal situation. 4-hour time frame. We are taking the opportunities to consolidate 4-hour higher lows. We have now hit higher highs. There's our low, our just a little bit of a higher high, grinding out an hourly higher low. Not really a confident 4-hour higher low, but we are still hitting the upside. So there's our resistance. We can see how we've got this 4-hour downtrend with lower highs, very clear. Now what the bulls are trying to do is get this 4-hour higher high. We talked about the 4-hour higher low. We want to come down. Ideally, we're going to stay above this level, get that 4-hour higher low, and then move on from there. Hourly time frame, it's not going to be a heck of a lot of a different story here. Bulls grinding 255.43. We need to stay up here. Anything above the, what is this guy? 248.66 is going to give us hourly higher low. So we can lose 248.66, but we will still be in good shape on the 4-hour. It might can be a little bit scary to lose some key levels, but when you have all those other time frames behind you, as CRM seems to, at least with this attempt on the 4-hour time frame, we'd be interested in that bull break over 255.43. Go back to the 4-hour and the daily time frame. We get into that nice area of lack of resistance. Now, on the other side, we always have to prepare for multiple scenarios. If we don't get ourselves a good solid hold over 248.66, we lose that level, then we are at risk of just falling back into a 4-hour downtrend. There's not a lot of support underneath, so we will be down here looking for support in the 4-hour, the low before the trend change at 232.29. Tesla, hourly time frame. Actually, let's go back to the daily. So the daily time frame is still in its crazy equilibrium. I have been scouting for that change to come. It hasn't really happened yet, but we've got resistance at 461.94. We got a little bit more of daily resistance underneath, 455.68. But this break of the upper resistance will be the equilibrium shift. That will be the break of that pattern. So until that happens, I'm expecting downside at some point. I want to see continuation inside this equilibrium. So we're still watching for the hourly bulls to give us the sign that that's going to happen. They just haven't done it yet. It has been consistent hourly higher lows all the way. So we're waiting for that to change before we're interested in a short position. And it would just be a very temporary short position because the bulls have proved themselves many times on Tesla. We're just looking for downside. I don't even know if I would play that short position. I'd certainly be more interested in catching the higher low for a long. But right now, we're going to be looking for a loss of 434.42. Not a lot of volume behind this lower wick, so I'm not too confident in calling that an hourly higher low yet. If bulls move to the upside and approach that 455.68 level, I will adjust until then. But really, the story is simple on Tesla. I'm looking for the loss of these hourly higher lows. We can probably draw ourselves in a nice little trend, and let's see what fits. What fits the best? You know what? Something like this, maybe. I don't know. We have to see where that next close ends up. Maybe I should not have tried to draw a trend quite yet on Tesla. Let's see if this works a little bit better for me. You know what? I like it. I like that. Don't like opening below. I don't like to not account for key levels, but you know what? Some trends just aren't as pretty as other ones. The point of the exercise here is that we are hitting consistently higher lows on the hourly time frame. Okay. Let's move on to TAN. All right, here's another one that is defying logic. So as if you were watching my last couple of videos, I sold over here on the potential volume climax, which just hasn't happened yet. So this is going to be another situation where bulls are just climbing. They're going crazy. And as they go crazier, more interest mounts into the sector, and it tends to become a feedback loop. So what we can do is go back to our historical levels and start looking for old resistances that may come into play on the weekly time frame. Got a little bit here, a little bit there, and I think that is probably the closest thing we have to resistance on the weekly. Daily time frame, massively overbought. We are approaching RSI resistance, which we could try to draw in there. We might be at it right now. Long story short on TAN is it's going crazy. We're going to check out the hourly time frame, and yes, we're looking for some pullback. We need to see some consolidation. Just hasn't even shown up yet, and bulls haven't given us any evidence that they're even remotely interested in trying to consolidate. Hourly time frame, we're starting to see a little bit of bearish divergence as the price continues to climb to higher highs, but our RSI is not able to keep pace. And what we're going to look for at this point will be the same as on Tesla, a loss of 65.17, a loss of consecutive hourly higher lows, which would usher in at least some hourly consolidation, and hopefully some more significant 4-hour consolidation will allow the daily bulls and everyone else to just chill out for a bit. That's my official analysis. SLV. Haven't looked at silver in quite a long time, so let's check out the weekly time frame. All right, nice tightening range, broke bear, a little bit of a bounce. So what I'm going to be expecting will be a 4-hour daily counter trend to this drop, big volume. We are almost finishing the week, so I'm not expecting this bar to match. It's returning to normal volume. Daily time frame, here's that big drop. Doji, big bear day, indecision inside bar, gap down, bulls, and now we've got ourselves. Well, the question is, do we have ourselves a little bit of channel on the 4-hour time frame? Is this quasi bear flag material? It is certainly a bit of a bounce. Did we get oversold? Oh, we just did. Okay. So what we can try to do is go into the 4-hour time frame, and it's a little bit too extended to draw as a flag, but I'm going to draw it as a channel anyway. I'm really interested in the break of this range. Now, when I'm drawing these trends, and I wish this worked more effectively on Tesla, I'm drawing on the bottoms of my reds, I'm dragging up to the topmost green, and then I'm looking to see if anyone else matches it. So I'm trying to sync up with this guy. We get another confirmation here. This wick touches it, this wick touches it. And you know what? We got ourselves a nice little channel. So if this is a daily bear flag that's just not showing up well, what we're going to look for is a loss of that trend line. We're going to look for a confirmation with a loss of 4-hour support, 2153, and then we would look for phase 3 execution of our bear flag to the downside. Until that happens, we're just going to ride this happy little 4-hour trend. Maybe it becomes a channel. Maybe it becomes something more useful that we can use. Because the longer a trend lasts, the more effective and reliable it becomes. As you can see, my mouse is freaking out a little bit as well. It's still stunned by the breakout on TAN. That's it for SLV. Anyway, if this is useful to you on the YouTubes, please consider subscribing, liking the post. It does help us find new people, and we're always trying to find new people and reach new people and bring them technical analysis and share our education. We got to where we are by someone taking the time to teach us, and we try to do the same, and hopefully this may be a gateway for you to get interested in charts and technical analysis and see how they can be used to better your own life, and they really can. Okay, that's it for part 2. Thanks for watching.